Okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Don't Worry About the Government's vodcast. My name is Chris Novembrino, also known as Gumption Wimbledon, and I am joined here by Joe Geni. Hi, Joe. How's it going?
Hey, what's going on?
So I think this week for our weekly vodcast, what we're going to discuss is a rally by Orthodox Jews in New York City to take over the internet. Joe, tell us, why are Jews invading the internet? And what do they want with it?
You just wanted me to do this because you didn't want to have to pronounce the name of this rabbinical group.
No, that's definitely not why I did it.
So let's set the scene here. This group, which I'm going to take a stab at this, it's called Ichud HaKehilos Ledahar Hamachane, which means Union of Communities for the Purity of the Camp. It's a rabbinical group of Orthodox Jews, and they organized this massive rally in Citi Field, which is a 60,000 person baseball stadium where the Mets play, and they filled the place to overflowing. In fact, they had to put 20,000 other Orthodox Jews in Arthur Ashe Stadium where they viewed the thing by video. And then another 15,000 women were watching it because, of course, women and men can't commingle among the Orthodox. So this bizarre scene set in where you have this baseball stadium that's just filled to overflowing with Orthodox Jews who are all wearing the wide black hats, etc. And they did this to protest against the evils of the internet and to warn the community about all of the stuff that's on there, like porn and profanity and sorts of things that are just not kosher.
Because you couldn't do that at Temple, apparently.
Well, obviously not. There's no temple that can hold 60,000 freaking Orthodox Jews.
Well, you do it locally. I mean, the idea is that you send it out through the congregation. I don't know. Yeah, they spent $1.5 million on this. Did you see that?
I know.
They spent a lot of money on this bad boy. They were offering up apps, including a kosher GPS, which I thought was kind of hilarious. What about a GPS would make it kosher?
Yeah, that's See, I'm the Jew on this podcast.
I know, I'm asking you, but I actually looked into this a little bit myself, and I'm very confused as to, what about a compass or a GPS would make it a kosher compass or GPS?
As it happens, I had bacon for breakfast yesterday, bacon for lunch yesterday, bacon for breakfast today, and bacon for dinner today, and for lunch I had prosciutto. So
your diet's fucking terrible. I don't understand what this has to do with anything.
I'm not an expert on what's kosher, so let's just move on.
How are you still able to fit in your damn skinny jeans if you are eating bacon non-stop? You've got this bacon agenda.
Well, my girlfriend made bacon yesterday morning, and there was extra.
And apparently every meal since then. Yeah. How much bacon did she make? Did she make an entire pig? This is not even the point. This is not even the point.
No, it isn't.
So they're going on there and they're saying, that Facebook is destroying marriages. I saw one quote there was like, I know personally Facebook has ruined some marriages. Which begs the question, what are you using Facebook for? And I guess the other question is, what do they want? What's the point of the rally? Is the point of the rally just to say, hey, guys, we need to stop using the internet, or we need to stop using the internet recreationally, or are they trying to get legislation passed? What's sort of their goal? The verb I saw used in the article was harness. We need to harness the internet. And this the man mentioned in the article, Etan Cobre, he says that the purpose of the rally is not to ban the internet, but to learn how to harness it, which harness is an interesting verb there, right? It could be harnesses and utilize and be able to use more effectively, but it could also be harnesses and restrain. And also as chain. And another thing that he said is that he wants to use filters to manage the internet.
Yeah, you were worried that this was basically a call for kind of a Tipper Gore type thing, sort of saying, okay, let's regulate the internet. To me, it didn't strike me that way at all. It was much more about self-control. Like there was this quote in the HuffPost piece where it was Shlomo Cohen, who, by the way, what a fantastic Jewish name. said that he told the New York Times, he said, the desires are out there. We have to learn how to control ourselves. And that seems to be really, to me, more what this is about. I mean, the thing to remember also about Jews is that unlike Christians or Muslims, the Jewish faith, especially the Orthodox Jewish faith, is very insular. It's very, we're the chosen people, we need to do our thing, and we don't really care about everybody else. So there's not this sort of missionary zeal to regulate everybody else about the internet.
I think you are selling the insular nation of evangelical Christians and radical Islamists quite short, my friend. They can be quite insular. Well, and if it's just that, then it's benign, and I would just say, basically, this is kind of a silly waste of money. If that's the message you're trying to send out with this, then you need to accomplish that locally. And really what that takes is management. I mean, whereas if it's a legislative push a la Tipper Gore or saying we would like to see more censorship or control or restraint on the internet, I think that would be bad. It's not clear. I mean, so either it's just sort of kind of like a silly waste of money in one hand, and I'm leaning more towards that. Rather than the other hand.
I think, my hackles would be raised if they wanted to regulate the internet that I experience, but I don't think that's what this is about at all. I think it's really about sort of self-control within the community and sort of educating the community about the dangers that are out there. This is already, I mean, most Orthodox Jews do not have, TV and stuff like that, and so it's.
But they have to have the internet. Culturally. And exactly. and we know why. It's commerce. It's business, right? Exactly. No, I know, but that's the tough part. I mean, honestly, with that any religion, when you sort of reject stuff, the forces of modernization. I know we were talking earlier about usury laws in Islam online, but. Yeah, but the same way, if you're rejecting technology, eventually you have to come up against that a little bit and either modify your religion against it or run the risk of losing your flock, which is something that Orthodox Jews have faced along with a lot of more kind of extreme religious persuasions. Yeah,
I mean, let's remember, this is the Orthodox. They're not the Amish. They're not completely walled off from the rest of the world, but they are a very insular community, and they're very, and so I think this is much more about their own sort of thing. I'm just impressed that there were so many of them at this thing. Holy crap! I had no idea.
Totally different thought. Totally different thought. Kind of random. Big terrorist liability, right? Like if there was ever a terrorist target, come on. In New York, that is a terrorist liability. Well, don't give me the womp face.
That's a depressing thought. I think nobody else. I mean, I didn't even know this was happening.
Joe Geni.
Whatever. All right, we're done.
Okay. It's time for plugs. If you want to check out our Facebook page, you should. That's facebook.com/DWATG. You can also go to our Twitter @DWATG. You can also go to our webpage. That's don'tworry.tv. As for myself, I'm Chris Novembrino. You can follow me @Chris Novembrino, and you can also go to my SoundCloud. That's soundcloud.com/CMN News. Joe, go!
You can find me on the internet at the above mentioned Twitter handle if you want to hear and see what I tweet about. That's it.
Gumption Wimbledon!